Yeah, it's very difficult to know who is going to benefit from TMS in general. Uh, Two-thirds of our patients in conventional treatment and up to 80% of patients in accelerated treatment are showing significant benefit from TMS. Some of the things that usually predict how patients are going to do, such as severity of illness, how long they've been ill, how many medications have they failed to benefit from. We've looked at all of those to try to predict who's going to do well with TMS treatment and found that the majority of patients will do very well, the great majority, but we're really not able to say upfront who is the most likely to get substantial benefit. So there are many different ways to stimulate the brain. One of the newer ones is theta burst stimulation. It's very rapid pulsing of the brain for a relatively short period of time. We're still coming to understand how best to do theta burst stimulation. And what our study shows, as well as other studies, is that if we do prolonged intermittent theta burst stimulation, not just 600 pulses of stimulation, which is what traditionally has been done, but we triple that to 1,800 pulses of stimulation in a session, that looks like it may be even more effective for giving patients relief. What we really need to do is to compare different kinds of stimulation in head-to-head studies and to really identify what is going to be the most effective form of stimulation. But right now, this prolonged intermittent theta burst, where we have a little bit longer session, looks like it's very effective. When I say a little bit longer, it's still only a 9-minute treatment session. So it really doesn't take that long, but it can be tremendously effective. Whenever we look at a study like this, we have to say, what are the next steps? So I think that the next step here would be to do a larger study looking at accelerated treatment, where we can compare accelerated treatment with conventional treatment in a controlled way. That is to really prospectively assign patients to the different treatment conditions, look at larger numbers of patients, and to really confirm that accelerated treatment is at least as good, if not better than conventional treatment. The other outstanding question there is, what is the optimal number of sessions per day that is needed to benefit patients? Many of the protocols out there are using 10 sessions per day. Our data would suggest that you don't need 10 sessions, that in fact you can get pretty much as good effectiveness of treatment with only 5 sessions per day. You may need to wait a couple of weeks to see the benefits, but you don't need to stimulate the brain quite that aggressively. So I think some head-to-head comparisons involving smaller numbers of sessions per day and larger numbers of sessions would be very useful in terms of optimizing treatment outcomes. Well, I think that right now we know enough to know that accelerated treatment works very well. And I think the major thing that's holding us back from doing accelerated treatment more is just the fact that insurance companies will not reimburse for it as of yet. Medicare will pay for up to 2 sessions per day, but no more. What we need is for insurance companies to step up and allow us to be reimbursed for between 5 and 10 sessions per day. And I think that once the reimbursement is in place, you'll see accelerated treatment move up the list of treatment options. It'll be, I think, preferred for many, if not most patients, because it's so much more convenient. The major lessons from this are that we can be fairly rapid in treatment of depression. We can step in and treat depression very forcefully to get patients better faster. We can treat patients with good safety and tolerability in just 1 week. Nobody dropped out of our study because they had difficulty tolerating 5 treatment sessions in a day. There were no serious problems with the 5 by 5 treatment algorithm, that is, doing 5 sessions a day for 5 days. And it gave us efficacy that was very comparable to treatment that was using 10 sessions per day. So that we don't need to be quite as aggressive as some programs are to get patients very good benefit and help them to recover from depression.